Two of the URC's four teams put on the show at Musgrave Park. My name's Mark, let's talk rugby. Before this one, we have a minute's silence for both Tom Tierney and Brian O'Brien. Both sadly passed away during the week. Both really good servants to Irish rugby and Munster. Munster early on, they're playing with some width, finding some good space. John Hodnett makes a break down the left wing, and then quickly they get it over then to the right wing. Frisk makes a break over there. He offloads at the back of his hand to Campbell, who goes over to score. That's converted by Carberry, and we're 7-0 after a couple of minutes. Carberry then misses touch from a penalty. Scarlets can't really do anything with it. They're kind of kicking a lot of ball just back to Munster. Munster, they're attacking the edges of that Scarlet defence and getting good joy out of that. Scarlets, they're in their own 22. Callum Mahoney hits Wainwright in the chin with a pass. Klein picks that up. He goes through, looks like he's going to score, but then a great tap tackle from Lousy forces him to knock on. But Munster don't have to wait too long to get their second. So Patterson, he drags the defence away from a ruck, and Nash comes back against the grain on a nice angle. He goes through that gap and goes in under the post. That's converted by Carberry. We're at 14-0. Munster at that stage are doing well to slow down the Scarlets ball, and Scarlets really are struggling to get into the game. Scarlets then have a big blow where they lose Johnny McNichol to injury. He's replaced by Johnny Williams, who puts in a big hit on Fekitoa just after coming on, and he had some decent contributions to the game. Munster, they're knocking on the door for more scores. You see Fekitoa, Daly, Coombs, O'Donoghue, Hodnett, all with good carries, but knock-ons see the move break down. But you just have a sense that it's only a matter of time before they add to that score. We then have some strong carries by Wycherley and Coombs, and then Carberry finds Nash, who puts Daly in as the exploit at 3-on-2 out wide pretty clinically. That's converted as well. We're at 21-0. Munster then get the bonus point a couple of minutes later. They're attacking from a line out. They spread the ball. It goes to deck, but Patterson grabs it. He goes through a gap to score. Referee, was calling that play on for that. It's converted 28-0. Bonus point try in 27 minutes. Scarlets then they win a penalty when they isolate Jack O'Donoghue at the breakdown. They go up the line. They go through the phases in the Munster 22. Matthias and MacLeod are very willing runners. Salanoa manages to get over it and rip the ball. Munster don't find touch with their clearance, and Scarlets come back to put it through the hands. Fita draws the last man and puts Roberts over to score. Costello converts that one from out wide. We're at 28-7. Finally, something from the Scarlets. Munster, though, they then apply more pressure, and that ends with Carberry putting Daly through a gap. He evades the cover and scores under the post. That's converted, and we're 35-7 at half time. Only one team really in it at this stage. Munster looking very comfortable. Scarlets feels like they can't live with the speed that Munster are playing at, and they don't seem to be able to slow down that Munster ball either. At the start of the second half, then Scarlets, they're looking much better. They have a bit more of the ball. We have a nice inside pass from Callum Mahoney. He puts Fida through a gap, and he shows a really good pace for a lock to go over and score. That's converted 35-14. Munster then get another chance. Gareth Davies kicks out on the full from a ball that was carried back into the 22. They get the big men, carrying. They're making the hard yards into the 22, very close to the line. Then that man Coombs pops up, from short range. Like, there's nobody better at the moment. He gets over. That's converted. It's 42-14. But Scarlets, they're not going to lie down at this stage. Fafita, he breaks down the wing. Lousy carries well into 22. Move breaks down as they knock on. We then have Jack Crowley comes on. He replaces Carberry at 10. Munster from the scrum then. Scrum is retreating. They decide to spread it deep in their own 22. Scarlets put a lot of pressure on the breakdown close to the Munster line. Callum Mahoney manages to snaffle the ball from the ruck, and he goes over to score. That's converted 42-21. Scarlets, you can see now they're playing with the belief and they're finding space that just wasn't there in the first half. They get themselves back into the 22. There's some strong carries from some strong carries there. Edwards pops the ball to Lousy, and he scores Scarlet's bonus point try next to the post. That's converted 42-28. And I think at this stage, like Munster, they need to switch back on because the Scarlets team are coming back really strong. Mark Donnelly then, he's just on. He wins a penalty at the breakdown, and there's a bit of a cheer from the home crowd. They haven't had much to cheer for in a while, but then there's a massive cheer, and it's for R.G. Snyman, who is coming back for his first appearance in 17 months. He's had a horrid time with injury over that time. It's great to see him back. Munster, from the penalty, they go to the corner. They go through the phases. It seems like Scarlets have maybe repelled them a little bit, but then Crowley spots a gap, gives it to Daly, and Daly puts Nash under the post to score. That's converted 49-28. But again, Scarlets come back. Dan Davies, he makes a burst and has Gareth Davies on his shoulder, draws the defence, gives it to him. He scores, converted 49-35. Then Scarlets almost get another one almost straight after. They get in behind, but Wycherley is there and he intercepts an offload, allows Munster to clear, but it's only like a stave execution for this one. Scarlets come back again. They're pounding away at the line. They're playing with penalty advantage. They then put it through the hands, and Rogers goes through to score. That's converted for 49-42. There's still time for them to snatch a draw. We have a few minutes left. Munster, they look to run down the clock. Scarlets get the ball, though, and turn it over. Only have it for maybe one or two rucks before Munster get it back. They then win a penalty at the breakdown. Crowley points to the post from just inside his own half. His penalty kick drops short, but Munster are able to get up there to get the ball off the field. It's 49-42, full-time score. Munster breathed a sigh of relief because Scarlets, that was a hell of a comeback from them. There was 13 tries and a very entertaining game overall. Let's now have a look at some of the stats from the game. So 7 tries to 6 in favour of Munster. It didn't look like it was going to be that way in the first half at all. Possession, 54% for Munster, 46% for Scarlets. Clean breaks, 7-4 in Munster's favour. Defenders beating 26-21. Scarlets in that second half, they were just making so many breaks. Munster were very tight in defence in the first half, but you see Scarlets just getting through all those gaps. Offloads, 13 each. Both teams, the offloads actually mattered a lot of the time, where they were either putting someone through a gap or they're even, coming up with scores as well. So good to see offloads that are kind of positive. Then in terms of defence, territory was 55% for Munster, 45% to Scarlets. Number of tackles, 160 for Munster and 189 for Scarlets. I didn't think it was going to be that close, just like the score, because after about 20 minutes, I think Scarlets had made more than 80 tackles, just Munster less than 20, I think. So for it to be so close in the end just shows how well Scarlets did to come back. Missed tackles then, 20 for Munster, 27 for Scarlets. Tackle success, 89% each. So, fairly decent there. Like not bad defensive performances, but not outstanding by either team. Turnovers 1, 7 from Munster and 6 for Scarlets. Then into the kicking, 7 kick successes for Munster, 6 for Scarlets, and penalties, 4 conceded by Munster, 6 for the Scarlets. Really, as I said, really entertaining game. Two teams on top form, and it was. I'm glad that I decided to watch this one, because I thought at halftime maybe I'd picked the wrong one and I should have gone for, I think, Glasgow playing Zebre right at the same time. But by the end of the game, I definitely picked the right one. Munster, they had a great first half, but they were almost undone by their second half there. Be glad to get that win to keep up the pressure there at the top end of the table. Scarlets might have been well beaten. I think if this is the Scarlets in the form that they're in at the start of the season, I think Munster would have run up a big score, and Scarlets maybe would have got a couple of tries as kind of consolation, but not come anywhere near as close. But now they've got a lot more grit and a lot more belief in that team, and they get themselves a losing bonus point and a 4-try bonus point as well. It's pretty good given how far behind they were overall. So well done to them.